And we are live. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft podcast. This is episode number 34, and I am being joined by a very special guest. He is the notorious, the baddest of all time, Shane Taylor. How is it going?
What's going on, brother? But if you're gonna listen, if you're gonna give me the names and the monikers, you got to go with the accolades as well. You know what I mean? We can't just we can't just start out that way. You got to hit it with the whole thing. Former Ring of Honor World Television Champion, former Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champion, the CEO and the president, the captain of Shane Taylor Promotions, the baddest group in all of professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, the notorious, the baddest of all time, Shane Taylor. See, that's how it's done, sir.
There you go. Again, no one could do it better than the man himself right there. There's a
Hey.
reason he puts his whole promotions out there. There you go. So this is awesome. Thank you again for coming on. Like I said before we started recording, unfortunately, this is supposed to actually happen episode 6. I was even looking at my notes. This was planned so long ago, but finally we're here. We're getting to do this and we're getting to chat. So I'm definitely happy here. But let's get into it. Again, the show is called Respect the Craft. When you hear that term, the craft, for
Mhm.
you, Shane, what does that mean to you?
I mean, because I'm a professional wrestler, I'm gonna look at it in a wrestling sense. It means just respect what we do. You know what I mean? Put your all into it. Don't half-ass it. Um, Respect the people around you. From everybody from the people who show up to do vending to the people to the janitors. You know what I mean? Like everybody plays a part in helping us do what we do. Us performing in the ring is almost, the least important part of it. You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, although it's a major thing, but like everybody else around us that helps us put on these performances is just so crucial and so vital. So when you talk about respecting the craft, it is respecting what we do, how we do it, putting your all into it, and trying to figure out how you can give back to the sport in a positive way.
Gotcha. No, definitely. And that's one of the main reasons why I started this podcast was to add more to those traditions of again this craft that we love. Again, I've been
Mhm.
training to be a part of the craft as well. Still training at the moment as well. And I feel like giving this at least being able to talk in a positive light when there's so much negative out there again about the business as well. I
Of
wanted to
course.
change that, give a positive light to it, talk about the great craft that we love and give it that respect that it deserves. So that's awesome.
Oh, for sure. And there's a lot of traditions in wrestling that we can do away with. You know what I mean? But I think what keeps everybody loving this is the good that can come of the sport, is the good that can come of the industry and the business when you can look and see one moment in time affect millions of people, right? Um, I was going to use one example, but I don't want to use that guy. So um, when you look at a match like Taker and Shawn, right? There are going to be people who get into this sport whose dreams are going to be shaped by that performance. That's what we do. You know what I mean? We have the ability to we sell memories, we sell emotion, we create, passion, and that's what we do. So it's a very powerful thing, almost like music. You know what I mean? Like music has the ability to make you feel, to motivate you, to get you through just about any hardship. So we have the same ability to do that, and with that, power becomes the responsibility. Not to sound like some Spider-Man shit, but the responsibility to protect that and take care of that and use it the right way.
No, definitely. Again, that's something I always talk about. There's one of those matches was for me, the Halloween Havoc match, Mysterio versus Guerrero. That was a match that got me hooked into it. And from
Mm-hmm.
there, the love of wrestling just continued. So it's definitely that you never know what moment that could be for someone that just catches their eye and it's like, this is it. I want to either continue to watch this, love this, or even be a part of this one day. That's very true. So
oh yeah,
let's keep it going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that moment for me was when Ron Simmons beat Vader for the world title. And it was like, all right, yeah. You know what I mean? Like to see someone like myself who didn't have to be a caricature of our culture, just dude who was out there busting his ass and made it to the top spot and beating a monster in Vader was just that's when I was like, all right, that I can do. That I want to do. So big shouts out to Ron and to Vader as well.
No, that's definitely again an impactful moment, a monumental moment, and it still again lives in history. So that's awesome. There you go. But let's keep it going here. Now again, a big question I can imagine you've had to answer a lot of times that I have to bring it up again because this you said it. You are the CEO, you are the boss man here of Shane Taylor Promotions. So I gotta bring that up and ask how did that come together? Because again, it is a group that is filled with amazing talent. You guys are a unit like none other. That again, it's not only just a group of again with no, there's not again, it's Shane Taylor Promotions, but I feel like you guys are not even just a group that has a leader. You guys are like-minded individuals that came together. How did that happen?
I mean, more so, just like you said, obviously it's my brainchild. Well, I remember when I was television champion for ROH, I thought, okay, this is my time, right? I've struggled, I've grinded. They're starting to see what I can bring. I've won this prestigious championship that only 2 other black males in the history of this company have ever won. And then I looked around and saw, oh, I'm not getting the same recognition, the same accolades, the same effort that these other television champions got. So I said, okay. And you have one of 2 choices in that in that moment, right? Either you accept it and you can be pissed off and you can be pissed and just, take what they give you, or you can choose to maximize the time that you're given. That's what I did. I'm a huge boxing fan, and I took the cue, the business acumen of some of my favorite fighters, and just said, all right, I'll just cut out the middleman then. Like, if you don't want to promote me the way I feel as though I should, the way I've seen you promote other TV champions, I'll do it myself, And I linked up with Ron Hunt, who's an incredible businessman, incredibly savvy to be the VP and the COO to run the day-to-day. And we created STP, which is Shane Taylor Promotions. And we went on to have 12 successful championship defenses, put on some of the best matches of my career. Every match, no matter who it was against, felt like a main event match, and I wanted it that way. I wanted it to feel very similar to how Jay Lethal had his run, to where you questioned, okay, well, who's really the champ? Who's really the top guy, right? Because for me, this isn't about who's the best wrestler. It is who is the baddest dude in this company. That was at one point always the Ring of Honor world champion. But I think when with Lethal's run with the title and with mine, you sort of looked at that differently. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's the champ. But you've got this guy over here who's also a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I wanted. I wanted to create that feeling and make everything a big fight feel. And when you also look at the sport, you can't create a movement and really change anything by yourself, right? And so the goal then was to find like-minded individuals, just like you said, that saw the vision, that trusted it, that believed in it, and that wanted to add their skills to it. And so we're at the dojo scouting talent, and we saw Con Moses. At the time, nobody knew what to do with him. I said, bet I'll take him because I saw it, right? And then talking to them, Um, one of the first things that they brought up was the fact that they just didn't like how uh, we as Black men, but as Black people in general, are sort of uh, we're put into this caricature of our culture in the sport,
Yep.
and it's getting better, but that's what it is. And we wanted to redefine what people knew about us, what they knew about us as performers, what they knew about us, from a cultural standpoint, um, what they could expect. We wanted to tear down any preconceived notions, any preconceived prejudice, any and everything that you thought you knew about us. We wanted to redefine and change and define it ourselves. And we also added the big bad kaiju O'Shea Edwards, who said the exact same thing. And so now you're looking at a group of individuals who are all not only college educated, but incredible businessmen as well as badass fighters, right? So it doesn't matter whether we're in the ring or the boardroom, you will get your ass beat in any environment. So the ability to have people like that around me and move the way that I do, to lead all of them by example, and to stand on the principles that we stand on, which is, love yourself, love your culture, have pride in who you are, which is a universal message. It's told through the lens of being Black, because that's who we are. We can't speak for anybody else. We can only speak for us. You know what I mean? But anybody can plug and play and apply yourself to that same message. And I think that's what resonates so much with people of all backgrounds when they look at STP, because it's overwhelmingly, not just Black people, but people of all cultures that love us and support us, and we appreciate everyone. We understand that there's those that won't, and again, we are for everybody, but we aren't for everybody. You know what I mean? So that's how it started, and it's still going strong. I love seeing my guys succeed, and that's what this was for, man. To be able to get my name to a point where I could put them on my back, create a platform for them, and springboard them even further. So I would say things are going according to plan.
It definitely, and again, I can agree. It resonates with, again, it transcends not even just wrestling. That message you guys were putting out there definitely it connects with a lot of people, and it connects, again, even as a Latino, it connects with me, getting to see
Mhm.
what you guys were doing and breaking that, almost that, again, sadly, the stereotype in wrestling. They do that a lot, that they creates that, oh, it has to be in this mold. It's like you
Mhm.
guys are breaking that. You were creating something, again, that was needed in professional wrestling. And again, it's what made STP, or what continues to make STP, just a profound group.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of it, is just laziness, man. It's this "what have you done for me lately? Get it quick" sort of era that we're in, and so a lot of people will go with whatever is as quickly recognizable as possible, right? And so you're talking about large demographics who see people certain ways, so the quickest and easiest answer is, oh, okay, give them some version of what they think they already know, right? Which, can make a lot of money for some, but I personally feel like it does it does more harm than good in the long run. So we wanted to present something different, something that was going to make you think, was going to make you really search and look at who it is you're looking at, what they're about, but also look inside yourself. And if you don't like what we're saying, that's more so in you than it is in us, right? So
Gotcha.
you're going to have to challenge yourself to see why you're so upset with what we're saying, because what I'm saying is not a lie. What I'm saying is not, inflammatory in any way. What I say shouldn't be divisive, right? Because it's a universal message. But if you are feeling a certain way, the question is, why do you feel that way? So
Gotcha.
that's the goal. I mean, is to not only perform in the ring and create moments and change lives in it, but help change lives out of it as well.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Here we go. Even in the chat, we got a comment right here. I know we're gonna be talking about that in a little bit. We got Jay Bougie saying he's in the chat here. So We're gonna be
Good.
talking about
Glad
all
you
of
bought a
that.
ticket, Jay Bougie.
So we'll be talking
Glad
about it
you
in a
bought a
little bit.
ticket.
So let's talk about this because there's a tweet that goes along here with what you were saying as well. This was something I wanted to bring up in the first time we scheduled. Was something you said here that goes with your lines of saying somebody's going to do it, might as well be me, and that's about changing the game of professional wrestling here. And I feel like you've been doing a great job at it. You've been doing what you're doing with the group as well. It's making that change and not just relying on, oh, that's just how wrestling is. You're
Right.
trying to make that actual impact. And I want to ask for you, why do you feel you had to be that person to do that? Why did you take that responsibility? Because again, you could have just said, you know what, hey, the money's there, getting paid to do this, that's it. But what made you want to take that responsibility of, you know what, let me try to change this for the better?
It had to be somebody. You know what I mean? There's when Punk left, right? He said, he wanted to change the company, and he realized while he was gone that he couldn't change it from his couch in Chicago, right? It's essentially the same thing, right? If I want this sport to be better, I can't wait for somebody else to come along and hopefully do what I know I can do, right? When you look at like the NFL, the guy who made free agency possible never got to be a free agent, right? So he never got his flowers, he never got his pay, but look at what it did for everybody else after him. You know what I mean? Now you have the ability for players to go wherever they want to go and do like, so someone has to do it. There's going to be someone at some point in time that is going to come along and make history, right? And I'm sure there are some that have tried it and they failed. So I don't know what my future holds, right? But I know if I didn't try, I couldn't look myself in the mirror, and continue to make any sort of living knowing I wasn't really being true to myself, right? I was always taught to be a leader. I was always taught to know what I'm talking about, and to speak on what I believe and act on what I believe. And I feel any person can respect that, even if we disagree. The fact that I am willing to stand on what I believe in should be a positive thing. But this is not a negative subject, right? All this is looking at who we are, understanding the value that we have in every other form of entertainment, every other field, and going, okay, well, we want that here. I think professional wrestling is one of the last forms of entertainment where we're still struggling to get that, because it's not an industry solely based on talent. You know what I mean? Which a lot of other places are, right? Like when you look at the NBA, if you get crossed up, there's not a whole lot of, you know what I mean? Like we all saw that, you know what I mean? There's no getting around that. The skill will absolutely show out, and that's what it's gonna be. Like there's nobody in the NBA that's like, hey, I know you could beat them, but we need him to look good. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. Same with the NFL. Like if I run a 4.2 and you run a 4.7, guess what, homie? You ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? So this is one of the only sports still dictated by other people's opinions, right? And so it's now just getting past that and getting to a point to where people understand what it is that we bring to the table, the marketability. But we've known that our culture can be profitable, can be marketable. What comes next and what should come next is the respect of those people who bring you that culture, right? So that's what it is now. And if not me, then who? You know what I'm saying? That's a question that I've always asked myself and my guy, C.T. Fletcher. Love that man to death. He had a quote saying, people always think something is impossible until some crazy motherfucker comes along and does that shit. And then they're just like, oh, well, it is possible. You know what I mean? So, and if that if that then inspires someone to further change the game, and then further change the game, and then like, it's a domino effect that the sport needs and can only benefit from.
Definitely. No, and again, it's like you talked about earlier. It's making that moment that will inspire someone to even again fall in love with the business or even want to be a part of the business. And
Mm-hmm.
again, this is a perfect segue here because there's a picture that again I know has been brought up, but to me, when I saw this, and again, I hate sadly that it wasn't shown on its full potential. Again, the clip they
Mm-hmm.
showed, I get it. It's their branding. They wanted to show that, but this picture right here, it speaks
Mm-hmm.
more words that can be said here. And it again, it's changing that game. It's showcasing what again like-minded individuals and again just excellence can be in that ring.
100%. And for people who, there's a lot of people who aren't educated as to what that means, and they, have all these preconceived notions and just false notions about what it is. That is a sign of respect. It's a sign of solidarity. It's a sign of unification. It's a sign that was us saluting the people who have supported us, the people who were in the ring with us. Those have been my brothers since I got to ROH. We have shared countless, stories. We have shared countless, blood, sweat, and tears on, in our years there. And so to me, it was something that was like, all right, this is something powerful. And if this is the last time we're all going to be in the same place, I want a moment that's going to capture that and just let everybody know at once how we feel about them and show our gratitude to them and for supporting us. And that was it. People take it however they want to take it. You know what I mean? But that was the goal. And I believe we achieved that. And I've seen far more positive from it than negative. So I'm not even worried about the rest of the bullshit.
Got and again that's again the positives that's come out. It should definitely take over any negative comments or any negative connotations that come out of a moment like that. And again, it's what's making you guys stand out far and from. Here we go. We got more people in here. People saying they here. They're here for you here. Shane
I
Taylor.
see
So there
my
you
boy
go.
Frank Jofo. What up?
There you go. There you go. Got everyone pulling up here. So that's
Hey,
awesome.
yes, sir.
But here we go. This is a subject I wanted to bring up because again, because of what you do and because of what SCP does, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like you're almost a marked man here. Everyone's
Mm-hmm.
calling you out. Everyone's challenging you. But I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to give credit and give them flowers because they've also been on the podcast. I feel like it all started really with this group right here. Prolific
Mm-hmm.
issuing that challenge at Above the Ring at Battle Club.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, this matchup, and again, I talked about it with Prolific, and they'll even want to throw it back for one more match. But talk to us a little bit about that. How do you feel with all these challenges that are coming out? Because I feel like everyone, from guys like the SAT to now, especially the Takeover, which we'll be talking about that in a little bit. But your thoughts on all these challenges that are just coming out? Everyone wants STP.
I mean, it's expected. You know what I mean? Like, we talk loud, we are loud, but we also back up everything we say. And at this point, we're the guys to beat. Like I said, there may be other groups of wrestlers that control more shit, but we are the baddest group in all of professional wrestling. If you want to call yourself the baddest, if you want to call yourself the real deal, if you want to really test yourself against the real measuring stick of this sport, you come fight us. That's just simply what it is. And so Prolific were one of the first. Obviously we had, teams like the Foundation and LFI and Violence Unlimited test us in ROH. But on the independents now, you had Prolific was really that first group to go, hey, we want a shot, and we gladly gave it to them. Went to their hometown in their backyard in New York at Battle Club, Jobber Slam, and whooped that ass. You know what I mean? Three incredibly talented men. They're going to do amazing things. You know what I mean? And they are very, very close to being at their true potential. Right? They represent the future. Um, and then you had the hit makers, Big AJ calling us out. And again, I respect them so much because it'd be easy to talk shit online and never have to worry about backing it up. It'd be easy to just run your Twitter fingers or say some shit or, do whatever on there. You know what I mean? But for them to come out the gate, essentially talking big shit to us, stepping up, created a whole diss track, was ready to throw hands. I respect that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the world that we come from. There ain't no sidestepping. It's straightforward, punching people straight in the face to get to where you got to go. But again, shouts out to Big Frankie and to Hootie and to Brianna, and everybody that was a part of that. GCW, but again, STP wins. That is what we do. And now you've got TakeOver. Now you've got a group of individuals also from New York. I don't know what it is about these New York cats that they can't get it through their head that
I'm gonna say, as a New Yorker, I apologize.
Listen,
but also before we get to TakeOver, because I heard they got some rumblings, but there's another group, and they've crashed the party because with their veteran status. So one of them is about to jump in here. He wants to talk to you head on. So we're gonna bring in from the legendary SAT. We got Jose Maximo.
Okay.
Here you go.
Yo, Shade, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
What's going on? Much, brother, man. Big fan, man. We love what you guys are doing.
Likewise.
100. We're watching your shit, watching your stuff. And like you mentioned earlier, man, this is what it is. They're the guys. This is a fact. Shane Taylor, I'm not saying that I'm happy, but I'm kind of happy you guys are still not exclusive to somebody right now, because it's probably the only way we'll get to you in a few. You know how it is, because Shane Taylor Promotions is, I don't know if you're testing free agency. I heard some of you guys got signed to back to Ring of Honor or AEW, and
Khan did, and we're so proud of him. You know what I mean? And let me address this too, because for whatever reason, people think like just because somebody else signs somewhere that somehow like we're no longer cool or we're no longer like that's never been the case, love. Dog. Like that's all. It's all love. Like I said it when the shutdown happened. Like the goal is to bring as much of STP to one place as possible. But that's now 5 contracts you're dealing with, right? So business wise, it was going to always be tough to do that, right? Mm-hmm. But any of my guys that gets an opportunity to continue to make a great living and take their, of course, go do it. Of course. Why would you not? You know what I mean? Nothing but love and respect. He's absolutely crushing shit. I'm sure he's going to learn a lot from Telly. I'm sure he's going to learn a lot. You're going to see phenomenal matchups, phenomenal, moments from him, from the whole roster. Dope for him. Glad, excited, proud of him. But yeah, under no circumstances, anybody, a former member of anything, that motherfucker will always be STP until the day he decides to tell me he doesn't want to be. But I don't see that.
I kept hearing that. I was like, wait, they
right? Like it's like no,
out. It's like
it's just no. You just won't say it on TV, motherfucker. Like he's still STP. Like he's not 100%. Going nowhere. That's my guy. You know what I mean?
It goes back to like the Hit Squad. Low Key, Homicide, Kingston, all those dudes right there, they all Hit Squad at the end of the day, no matter what. Even the original Hit Squad, the actual tag team, Moff and Monster, but exactly what it is. I feel like that's the same feel. It's like forever. It's a bloodline. There's nothing that can break it. That's what we love it, bro. STP bro. And SAT gotta mingle, bro.
Let's get it, bro. Let's get it. And bro, I'm so excited.
Don't want to pay, man.
Listen, man. Listen, and I'm glad you brought them up. A lot of us. Well, 100%, and like that's really one of the things too that we love so much about what we're doing is because we really wanted to bring the feel of the real back. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like when you look at people like Hit Squad, they are a different group of motherfuckers than other people. They're different. They're cut from a different cloth. They do business differently. They're still professionals, but they're just not dudes you really want to fuck around with, right? And there's just so many people that I feel like business-wise, unless people feel comfortable enough to disrespect you, they don't want to do business with you, right? And that's just not how I do shit. And it's like, no, you show respect to everybody, dog. You show respect to everybody, no matter what level of the fucking ladder you're on. And that's how you always just stay good, right?
Yeah, that's
but
how we got in trouble like that, Shane. We got in trouble a lot because of that.
Because people think shit is sweet and they can say whatever they want to you. And then once you explain to them that that's not going to be a thing, it's like, oh, well, you have an attitude or you're hard to work with. No, dog. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm as professional as they come, but watch your mouth.
That's been the thing lately. We're trying to get these matches going, and we're like, all right, we're in promotions. We're like, bring in STP against us. Throw a little. He's like, the thing is that bringing all 6 of you guys would be so expensive and blah blah blah. They go down the list. I'm like, but call everybody. There's no. I mean, they all quite broke. You know how it is.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? If you're worried about that, but I see you bring in, and this is no disrespect to anybody, this is just what it is. You bring in one of these legends from the 70s or 80s, and they cost 10 grand, whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever you're paying for them. Like, we know. If you're doing that, I guarantee you can afford to make this match happen. The
100%.
question is, do people want to just invest the time to do it? Because it's not a hard sell. It's really not.
Absolutely. It's crazy.
It's not.
It's good business.
It's easy. You've got a legendary tag team, and you've got us trying to get to that level and reclaim the sport for bad motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. So it's easy to make this shit work. And I'm sure with the connections that we all have, we'll make it happen. But yeah.
Yeah. So NEW, if you're watching this, I'm talking to you. Book it.
Listen, whoever it is, right? I think Northeast Wrestling was just brought up in the last interview that I did. They were talking about Moth being the champion, and I was like, he's on some like crazy 700-day reign or some ridiculous shit, just killing everybody, right? And I remember an exchange online where someone like, well, you gotta come in and earn. I was like, listen, dog, like I'm not the type of individual that waits in line for fucking anybody. Never have been, never will be. I'm not a JV fucking player, right? I start. And more than likely, I'm the captain of the fucking team. I play, right? So I don't wait in line for championships. I come in, I challenge, and I take championships. That's what the fuck I do, right? So any expectation of less than that, don't waste my fucking time, because that's not what I do, right?
That's what they said, huh?
Like, I'm just not that dude, right?
Nah,
I'm not
I
that.
hear you, bro.
I've spent my time doing that. I'm no longer doing that.
Those days are over, bro.
Those days are over. You know what I mean? To quote Fat Joe, yesterday's price is not today's fucking price. That's not what we do. So if you have a champion who thinks he's the baddest, if that's Danny Moff, you already know what it is. It's all love. It's all competition, but you know what it is at the end of the day, right? Anybody, if you want it with me, I am not a hard person to do business with or figure out. Put the gold on the line, name a date and place, pay me, and I will beat that ass.
There you go. Hey, Theo, you're a little quiet, but you got some gold around your waist. How about you put up those NYWC tag belts?
Bro,
I mean,
bro.
Listen,
like you got belts again.
Listen,
I'm just saying, like,
I got a collection in my living room right now. You know what I'm saying? I got a collection.
100%. And we're not the type to freaking like he said, like Shane said, to beg anybody. We always just do our thing, and when the call comes in, that's what it is. Let's go. If it works, and if it's in the right place, and if it makes sense, we do it. We don't, you know what I mean? Like, we used to do the indie hopping, the whole shit. I'm sure we could get some small promotion to do it, but I see it as a big match. This
No,
is
this definitely would
this
be.
is good
Definitely would
business. There's
be.
no
Yeah.
way. It's instant classic is what I see this. You know what I mean? It just happens. Just from the first time we saw you guys wrestling, me and my brothers are like, yo, these dudes are tearing it up. These dudes are tearing it up. They're doing their thing, and they have a faction that's sick, and we love everything you guys are doing. Everything you bring into the table is different, and exactly what you said. It's it's that realistic, badass, freaking real deal, real dudes. We're missing that. It's lacking in wrestling. And you guys brought that shit with a wave. It's not like you brought it in a wave and it's spreading out. That's why Shane Taylor Promotions is dope, because it's spread out. So many of y'all and everybody's repping Shane Taylor Promotions. All I see was, these guys are really doing something special. They changing it up again. It's crazy.
And that's what we're trying to do, man. And and we appreciate that truly. Because there's so much fake love and there's so much bullshit in the sport that when like my goal, right? And this is what I told the Briscoes when at my time at ROH, I want to get to a point that when I'm done and my time there, I wanted guys like the Briscoes, guys like yourself, to look at their era, at the golden era, and say, those motherfuckers could have been here with us. Right? Or you know what I mean?
This is why we even bothered. I'm telling you, Shane, this is why we even bother to we don't care about calling anybody out, Twitter, nothing. Right. We don't give it. We don't, if it's not worth it, if we don't feel like it's gonna be a banger, it's like it's not even worth it. Yeah, you know how it is. You've been around the block. You know, most of the guys you've wrestled, we probably wrestled. We locked horns with Briscoes, with Jay Lethals, with Bryan Danielson, Low Key, CM Punk, all of them. We did that too. And that's why it's so intriguing. That holy shit. It's like a throwback, but new. Right. And we're loving it. We love it. And what y'all doing is serious. And I'm telling you, I don't understand. To be honest, I don't understand how y'all still available. That's all of y'all. I don't understand how y'all still available. It's crazy to me. I said, oh shit, yeah, Ring of Honor went down. They're all gonna spread out. They're gonna go AEW, NXT, WWE. They're all gonna get signed. These dudes are freaking your star factors on television is crazy. When I see you guys come out, your entranceway, your wrestling speaks for itself. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are the full package. I'm like, all right, they're gonna get picked up quick. Let's talk shit now. Get the attention, get it cracking. They're gonna get picked up. You know I think
like there's a lot of factors that go into it. Some of which we touched on. But then I also feel like just the timing of it. So many people got released or were available at one time. It was like, all right, you've got individuals and then you've got this group, right? So you can pick individuals, you know what I mean? And that be an investment, but less of one, I guess, as opposed to 3 or 4 contracts or 5. You know what I mean? But again, like I've been saying, whatever the investment, whoever it comes from, we will make sure that you get a return on that tenfold, because we are.
I'm sure. Sorry to cut you off. I'm sure.
No, you're good.
With the whole Ring of Honor, with the whole pandemic, we're in a weird time, period. And then AEW, picked up the whole freaking independent scene pretty much. So now they have this overflow of guys that probably not on TV, anymore, or not on TV as much. And now they're like, okay, great. We can take advantage of the fact that they now own Ring of Honor and start flooding some of those guys over. And now I'm sure they're going to be like, all right, now we got to start picking up the older guys, the guys that were here before, the guys that held titles, and whatever makes sense to Tony Khan, whoever it is that's writing right now. But I don't see you guys lasting a year here.
Hey man, the goal. I mean, and here's the thing, right? Like, I've only been signed the last, I don't know, 5-6 years, right? So I made a career of this before being signed. So it just goes back to doing that. It's just more dates. It's more time away, but it's just a different kind of grind, right? So that's what it is, and for me, I enjoy finding people with the same mindset to go out there and absolutely steal the show. That was my MO in ROH. It's still my MO now. I want people who other people either think can't do it, think don't have it, think don't have what it takes, think don't have the total package, people who aren't supposed to be stars, people who, well, we like him, but not him. Anybody like that. If there's a chip on your shoulder for any fucking reason, you get in the ring with me, we are going to absolutely make sure to shut every mouth and open every eye. I pride myself in that. That's why I was so proud of the WWE title run, because if you look, it's not like they went to Japan and got, crazy talent from here, or crazy international talent from here, or crazy international talent from here. No, most of it was local guys, trainees, and the occasional, the occasional big star. But every match was a banger because the guys that I was in the ring with were hungry, and they wanted to prove a point, and they were of the same mindset. So when I started as TP, I knew that's the way I thought. I needed guys like that, right? And that is what the chemistry that we have, the reason that we are so believable is because we believe it.
Yeah.
And it definitely, you could see it. You could definitely see that. And it's something that transcends. And again, I can imagine with Jose, it has to relate to their generation as well. Not, again, not to call you guys the old heads, but really, again,
it's true.
The reason why, like that's why that generation was built on something like that. And again, that's why this match has to happen.
100%. But this is why Ring of Honor was crazy, because Ring of Honor pride themselves on having the absolute best talent in the world and put them together and see what happens. Bro, it's a recipe for success. Like, put them all together in one room and let them go at it, bro. And this is what they did from day one. They got people from around the country, but they got at the time we were there, they got CM Punk, they had Paul London, Spanky, Michael Shane, Christopher Daniels, the list goes on, the Hit Squad, Homicide, Loki, Brian Danielson, blah blah blah. We go down the list, and everybody was there from around the country, and we were all there competing, bro, because they felt like at the time these are the best guys in the country right now. And if you put them all in one promotion and get them all to wrestle, it's crazy. And they managed to do it again. They managed to get all the best guys. And look at the Briscoes were there from day one to now. Those are my boys.
Right.
Those are my boys. Like,
man,
those best friends in the world. Those are two of them right there, bro. We know each other's family. We sleep over each other's houses. This is what it was. Those are my
man. I mean, the shit that I could say about the Briscoes. I mean, but it's like, bro, it's what else is there to be said? You know what I'm saying? Like they've done it all. One of the very best teams ever in the history of the sport. I don't care what anybody fucking says. They are a top 5 team ever. Bro, I don't care what era. I don't care what right. And like, one of the things, because there's a lot of times that like you would doubt and be like, man, fuck, am I doing the right shit? But they would pull me aside without me asking, and be like, hey, yo, this is this. Hey, keep doing this, da da da. And they would lead the way you're fucking supposed to lead a fucking locker room, right? And so one of the things that I wanted to do, like, when people would ask about contracts and all that shit, I would always say, hey, yo, if I can stay my whole career there, that's what I want to do. Because there was something so dope about them being there and just taking the ball and going, no, this is on our fucking backs the whole fucking way, right? And I feel like at some point they were going to need to hand that ball to someone, and I wanted that to be us, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I wanted, you know what I mean? But things work out the way they do. But that final battle match with Jay was one of my favorites, because it was just like, all right, I remember watching our ROH in 2007, and they were the first guys that I saw on there all the way now until me competing against Jay at Final Battle, beating Jay Briscoe at Final Battle, and even to have them come back and tell me, hey, yo, Papa Briscoe loved it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if he loved it, can't no fucking no.
If he loved it, you good.
Listen, no reviewer, no star rating, none of that. And I'm not taking shots. I'm just saying, if Papa Briscoe loved it, can't nobody else tell me shit. You know what I mean? So
that's great. But again, like I'm saying, this matchup has to happen.
We'll make this happen.
We got to make it happen again. Theo Jose, final words, because I don't want to cut you off, but we got someone else we got to bring in as well, because there's someone else that wants to shoot his words a little bit with Shane.
Shane, it's a pleasure. I feel like I've known you forever, bro. For real.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
my man.
We definitely gonna lock horns. We'll meet up.
Well, we're gonna have to do a part 2 of this when we get closer to that matchup.
Doing your thing, man. You guys are freaking cool as hell too.
Appreciate you,
bro. Keep doing your thing, brother.
Yeah, thank you so much. See you. There we go. But before we bring in the next person, because there's someone else that wants to give you some words, we got to play a video from last night because he gave his own comments. So I wanted to hear your response before we bring him in. So we'll be right back.
When it comes to Shane Taylor, when it bring it back full circle, the baddest of all time, I want to stand next to that and show everyone I belong. I want to stand next to a man that has wrestled everyone. He stood with one of my heroes, Minoru Suzuki, and went toe-to-toe with Minoru Suzuki. I can't wait to punch Minoru Suzuki in his fucking mouth. Whoa. That is a dream of mine, to go toe-to-toe with him. And the baddest of all time, Shane Taylor, did it. Shane Taylor, I cannot wait to show you that I am of that cloth. I am bit from that piece of paper. I am that guy. I am the future of this fucking business. And I'm going to show Shane Taylor personally in the main event of the evening, when it's PJ Savage versus Shane Taylor, with nothing but pride on the line, because we are both men with nothing to lose. He loves to say the billionaires love to ignore him. The broke motherfuckers ignore me. So how are we going to get this settled? Because I'm Shane Taylor 4 or 5 years ago, when he was just as hungry, just as passionate, looking to get a shot in the business, right? That's me now. You know how hungry you were then. I remember he put out his little tweet. Saying, you don't know what it is to be this hungry. Shane Taylor, I'm going to give you everything I've got. Every year I've laid on this earth is going to be standing behind me when I punch you squarely in the mouth and I knock all your teeth down your throat. And you remember the name Savage.
So it leads to this. One night only. Your response to PJ Savage.
Is he here? Is he in this?
He's here. He's ready to jump in.
There he is. There he is. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I know you're all excitable right now, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. All the bravado, all the yelling, all the screaming, all the cussing, I don't have to cuss. Because deep down, you and I already know this match is already decided. You've already lost. Now you can sit there and smile and you can lick your lips like you're some light-skinned LL Cool J, but here's the thing, homie. The second you took your focus off me and started thinking about people I've been in the ring with, the second you took your focus off of me and started talking about what other people think about you, what cloth you're made of, any of that shit. The second you took your focus off me, you lost. And I'm sure you were going to come out and you were going to swing hard. I'm sure you were going to fight hard. I'm sure in some recess of your mind, you are holding out hope that you are going to be able to pull off the biggest win of your career. The problem is, this isn't your dream world, son. This is reality. And in reality, there are a lot of people who said they were going to knock my teeth out. Look, full. There's a lot of people who said that they were going to beat my ass. That list, extremely short. PJ Savage does not make that list come May 21st. The thing about being the future, PJ, is that in order to get to the future, what do you have to be in presently? Exactly. The fucking present. And right now, STP owns the present. We are them right now, not in the future. We are them right now. We are a different level of competition that you have ever faced. Takeover, y'all are good. You good, big, strong, agile, athletic. And I am sure that if you were up against 99% of the rest of this industry, you'd get your hand raised. The problem is we are the 1%. Come May 21st, I'm going to welcome you to the main event. You're going to be able to step in the ring with the baddest of all time. You're going to be able to say that you stood toe-to-toe with one of the best big men to ever do it. And you're going to be able to tell your kids and your grandkids how you got your ass whooped that night. But do not take it personally, because it is just business. But some advice for you. You can't do us better than us. What you need to be worried about is how to be the best PJ Savage that you can be. But worry about that after you recover. Because you and your boys have talked yourself into an ass whooping. And right now, I'm the calmest one in the group. So I hope you, Bougie, Michael Jackson, whoever the hell else is there, I truly hope y'all are ready. And I truly hope you believe half the shit y'all been talking. Because if you don't, we are going to come into your hometown. We are going to embarrass you in front of your people. We are going to hurt all of you. And if you don't believe me, homie, ask Prolific what happened when they started running their mouths to us. We are different, dog. We are. So I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm looking forward to it. And please don't think me saying this means I'm overlooking you in any way, because I'm not.
No,
You
don't believe that.
You have my full and undivided attention. That's the good news. Bad news. You have my full and undivided attention. So I hope that you are going to throw every shot with bad intentions, because, homie, I am not just throwing shit to hit it. I'm throwing shit to break it. So bring everything you got May 21st. Bring the attitude, bring the aggression, bring all of that shit, because you're going to need it.
I love it. This is the CEO, the president, the leader,
Captain.
El Capitan.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Pretty Boy Killer himself.
Yes, sir.
It is the man. This is Shane Taylor. Look, Shane Taylor, I've had my eye on you for a very long time. I've had my eye on you all the way back since the rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
When you stood with the likes of Rhett Titus and Marcus Coleman and all the other men that you stood with.
Caprice Coleman and Kenny King.
Everybody knew what you were.
Mm-hmm.
It was undeniable. You was a star.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always had my eye on you for a very long time, and it is an honor to take the ring with you. But you said something over multiple interviews that resonates with me. You see, you make way by Texas. You ain't from Texas right now. No, you're from Cleveland, Ohio, the east side of Cleveland, right?
Yes, sir.
Where you had to live through the gutter.
Yeah.
All the stories you told, I've heard every single one of them. You see, I'm from the west side of Harlem. I'm from Manhattanville Projects, the gutter of New York City. I am supposed to be nothing but a statistic. You see, that's where it resonates between me and you. That's why it's very similar. We were told by other people what we were supposed to be. And just like you, for me, wrestling saved my life. Wrestling gave me something to love. Wrestling gave me something to take my mind out of what was in the streets. You see, me and you, we're two men that can tell the difference between a gunshot and a firecracker. Now that shit is different. A lot of people don't know what that is, but me and you do. And that's why it's going to be so special when I stand in the ring with the greatest television champion of all time in Ring of Honor. No one else did what you did. Everyone knows you should be on contract. Just like SRT said, just like Joel said while he was in this room kissing your ass. You see STP, I'm not gonna be the man that kiss your ass. No. I'm cut from that cloth like you are. You say I'm not on that list. That's what people believe. They think I'm not on that list. My brother, I am on that list. And I'm gonna show everyone I am on that list. And it's gonna start with you. It's gonna start with SAT. SAT. We're gonna be focused on him already. Out of SAT. SAT's gonna fly right into our crosshairs. And we're going to take the old men behind the back and put one behind the head like old Yeller. But you see SDP, Shane Taylor Promotion, you are the focus. You are the target. You are the men of this business. You are it. You are the top free agents in the business. You are the money right now. And I get the honor and the privilege of standing in the ring with the leader, the president himself. I get to go toe-to-toe with you. And you see, maybe this is where shit gets real deep. Maybe you're right. Maybe the outcome is predetermined. Maybe we already know this ends with Shane Taylor winning this match. Shane Taylor, my main focus coming into this match is to go to war with you. Two men with nothing to lose. Two men with nothing on the line but pride. Two men that are going to throw every shot to take each other's head off.
That's where I have to stop you. That's where I have to stop you. Because you keep saying we're two men with nothing to lose. You keep saying how we're so similar. You keep saying how I used to be hungry. Let me ask you a question, PJ.
Yes. Sir.
How old are you?
I'm 31 years old.
31 years old. Do you have kids?
Yes, I have 4.
You have 4. So then you understand that we're not two men with nothing to lose. As a father, we are two men with everything to lose.
Very true.
So there is absolutely no way that I could be less hungry now than I was then, because then I was just doing it for me. Now I'm doing it for my daughters.
Yes, sir.
I'm the one that they look to. I'm the one that they lead. I'm the one that they follow. I'm the one who sits at the head of my family. I run all of this. So understand, when I say that you're not on a list, that's not to say that you won't be there. It's not to say that you can't be there. What I'm saying is that list shouldn't be a priority, because what you have in front of you is the baddest motherfucker in the game. I don't care what anybody else has to fucking say about it. I am the guy. And when you aim for the king, you had best not fucking miss.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You see, Shane, I just want to tell you this one last time, man. I know what you are. Maybe not physically. I haven't been in your presence yet. This is our first time meeting. This is our first time somewhat face to face. But what I believe you to be is the top of this business. And if you were some shit ass version of yourself, if you were some AE dark version of yourself, if you were some trash version of Shane Taylor, I would not want to fight you. I would not want to be in the ring with you, because I do not want to test myself against the best. I do not want to test takeover against other factions that call you out. You see, your men called us out. That makes it different. Completely different. You know what we are. We know what you are. And when we stand in the ring with each other, when that whole night concludes, at the end of that night, everyone's going to know one thing. Shane Taylor Promotions and Takeover. We're going to run this business. And there's only one spot at the top. And I will be glad if I'm fighting you all the way up for that one spot. But just know, I will be the man you fight back.
If you know us, then you should know. We've always said there's room for everybody at the top. There's enough for everybody to eat. But that doesn't mean we have any problem taking the food out of anybody's mouth that gets in the way. So
there you go. PJ, there's your response. You got your time. it's time for a fight. Friday, May 20th.
See you
for
soon,
now,
Shane.
we
Respect,
must say
Ken.
goodbye.
Absolutely.
Respect.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it
Hell
happen.
yeah. I'll see
We'll
you
talk
soon,
soon,
brother.
PJ. Have a good one. So here we go. That's it with the guests now. It's time to finish this up because I don't want to take up too much more of your time, Shane. But we got to talk about a match here that you had recently. Because this matchup, it had a lot going on. Again, you've talked about the New York guys kind of coming for your neck. But this is one guy that a tri-state legend, known for his New York, from Brooklyn himself. Let's talk about this matchup you had at Texas Mania when you faced the one world warrior Low Key. You faced, again, a international talent, a man that's done it all.
Legend.
But before we get to the matchup here, there's a clip I want to play. Because not only was this matchup so important, but what happens before it as well, I can imagine meant a lot to you. So let's show this, and we'll be right back.
To my right is the man that last time you saw me punch me in the face. However, let me point this out. Brothers fight, and this is indeed my brother.
Baby gang!
You see, I had to do this so that I can stand out here and watch this classic, because I know it's going to be that. So allow me to continue and get this underway. Weighing in at a monstrous 350 pounds from East Cleveland, Ohio, by way of Houston, Texas. This is my brother. This is the leader of Shane Taylor Promotions. This is your VIP heavyweight champion. This is the notorious Shane Taylor.
I'm going to say Keith even gave you a better intro than me, sadly.
Yeah, he did. He really did. He really did. He's coming for your job.
But again, with the matchup that it was going to be, it's you versus Low Key, but having that moment happen as well. What did that all mean for you?
It was incredible. Obviously, myself versus Low Key, legend, not only here, but internationally, from Japan all across the world. The man has revolutionized the sport, put multiple companies on his back. You can say helped establish Ring of Honor and rise that to glory, helped establish TNA, rise that to glory. Like, he's done it all, right? That in itself already made this a big fight feel, a big main event match. Keith coming out sort of took it to a different level, because it's essentially like when you see boxing or fighting and all the stars come out to watch, John Jones fight or come out to watch LeBron play. Like, when certain people come out, that, like they came for a reason, like they came to see a show. And that is what big fights and big main events are supposed to feel like. They're supposed to feel like star-studded events. And him being there really sort of, for anybody in the crowd that wasn't feeling it already, they definitely did after that. And what's noticeable is that whole time until I turned with the title, my eyes and Low Key's eyes never left each other that entire time. We were deadlocked the entire time because we both knew what this was. The first time being in the ring together for a singles match, but his reputation precedes him. I'm sure mine precedes me. And we both knew what that was going to be. And it was one of the toughest fights of my career. But at the end of the day, the history books show Shane Taylor beats Low Key, retains the VIP World Championship. And that's all I needed to That's all I needed to make happen.
No, definitely. And again, it had you standing tall. Rev had his hands over low key right there too. Like you guys had that brand on there. The promotions were showcased that night. So
We wanted to send a message. You know, one of the most iconic photos in wrestling is of the Rottweilers standing over Joe with the title on his back. And I wanted to send that message to Low-Ki that if he was going after Joe because Joe is the man at the time and he was letting the world know that he was the man, that's exactly what was happening here. That's history repeating itself. That's me showing the rest of the world I just cut the head off the man. Oof. I'm the man now.
There you go. And it's insane how you mentioned that, because I also feel like, again, history is repeating itself, because you're even SAT said it here. You have that respect from that guard. That old guard is showing that you guys have earned that spot. You guys are that spot now. There should be guys like TakeOver wanting to come after you, because you guys have what they had. Which again, a lot of them are still around as well. You showed it with Low-Ki. You guys had a hell of a matchup. And again, SAT still won a shot. And I can imagine, again, I'm always talking with Theo Mack, with Monster Mac. I can imagine if I ask him, DHS is probably going to want to fight as well.
I'm sure. So, and we welcome it all. You know what I mean? Like we've never backed down from anything. Outnumbered, same numbers. You know what I mean? Weapons, whatever people wanted to bring. That was something that I loved so much about our run as the 6-man champs. Like we defended them against Mexa Squad in Lucha Rules. That's their house. That's what they do. We don't do Lucha, right? But we felt, you know what? We're bad enough to fight the way you want to fight and still win, right? And that's what we wanted to do. Like that's who we are. We will walk into your house, fight by your rules, put our feet up, and be damn comfortable. I've said that. So for us, we appreciate and we have nothing but love and respect for the old guard, for the people who set the example that allowed us to be us. And we're going to continue to push those doors open and hopefully open up more for people coming behind us to be able to truly feel like they can be themselves and not have to worry about politics or bullshit, to just truly go out and be the best version of themselves that they can be. But also at the same time, let anybody else thinking that they're going to step to us understand we punch people in the fucking mouth and we're good at it.
Yeah, and we're definitely good are. Again, the records show it. That your resume speaks for itself. Again, right. There's a reason why you are you're Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions, a former Ring of Honor television champion. There's a reason why you're that VIP heavyweight champion. You do it well. Again, gold just doesn't come to anyone. It happens when you can do it. And again, you talk the talk, you walk that walk. So it shows.
Absolutely. And that's going to continue to be the goal, to add to the collection and to continue to challenge to defend and win championships. That's how you establish legacy. That's how you cement yourself as being one of the best. And that's the goal. You know, I want everybody in STP to be looked at as one of the very best. And then people to then look and go, damn, and all of them were in the same fucking group. Jesus. Yes. That's what I want. So that's again, the goal.
That's why I said it earlier. It's not a group that's just you being the leader and that's it. You want your success and hopefully it goes for them. It's a group of those like-minded individuals wanting each other to succeed. So everyone gets to come up. Everyone gets to be looked at as this was a dominant group of individuals that are together, united in this front. So that's amazing.
A high tide raises all ships, brother.
There you go. So I got 2 more questions before I let you go, because again, don't want to take up too much more of your time here. Again, everyone's calling you out. Everyone wants to face you. Everyone wants to look at you like, hey, we want to come after STP. But I have to ask you, even if it's as a faction with STP or even individually, who do you have your eyes on that you want to face? Who is someone that you're looking at like this is someone, or are there someones that you want to take on?
I've been blessed to be in the ring with just about everybody that I wanted to be in the ring with. Your Chris Heroes, now your Low Keys. There are a couple people still left on that list that I want to run it with before they're done. Samoa Joe is on that list. A singles match with Minoru Suzuki is on that list. Tomohiro Ishii is on that list. Okada is on that list. I would love for Khan and Moses to be able to get in the ring with God, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. I would love for that to happen. If they want to do 6 men with them and their brother Kaleo, we can make that happen. I'd have no problem beating that ass again. So for me, those would be some of the guys there. Obviously, there's incredible talent all across the world, and of course you've got like Cole, you've got the Bucks, you've got Red Dragon, you've got Omega when he comes back. You've got, Roman now, who's absolutely killing everything. You've got Brock, you've got Lashley. There's so many incredibly talented people. But yeah, I think that for me, just stylistically, and especially being able to, and Eddie Kingston, not to throw him in as a also, but I almost forgot, but he's one as well.
It's those New York guys. You want to fight all of us?
Listen, bro. Listen, I'll fight the whole state. I don't give a damn. Like,
can we be cool? I'll be the cool one in Brooklyn.
But yeah. But
I heard you punch hard in the mouth. I don't want to get punched.
Listen, whatever trend it is right now for New York cats to want some of this, I don't know. But none of y'all have won so far, so I don't know. Listen, and Timberlands are trash. I said it. Come do something about it. Come do something about it. You know what I mean? Come do something about it.
Oh man, damn.
Here's the thing about Tim's, right? Okay. I'm just not a fan of things that don't serve their actual purpose, right? So there's no point in wearing a work boot that you don't actually work in, right? That's just how I look at it, right? And like other people, and they be doing the most. Like they'll put their shoes in plastic bags so they can't wear them outside. But I'm like, it's a fucking boot. You're supposed to wear it outside. I just don't get it. So it's just never been a thing for me.
You found the loophole there. Damn. I can't even defend it because it's like, it's
right.
He got it there. There we go.
Right.
But again, I'm just gonna try to be the nice one from Brooklyn. Like, hey, we still cool.
It's all good. It's all good. The all love.
But here we go. Last question before I let you go, Shane. Mm-hmm. The end goal for you. Again, you mentioned everything you're trying to accomplish here, but when everything is said and done, what is that end goal for Shane Taylor?
I think I want, like I was saying with the Briscoes, to be, when my time is done, for people to be able to look at my run in this sport and say that was his era. You know what I mean? Like that's he dominated that era. There's other people who are very, very good, who are incredible at what they do. But when you talk about overall impact combined with ability and just being that guy, that's the end goal that I want, is to be able to have my peers and fans too, but I feel like when it comes from your peers, it means a bit more. You know what I mean? Because they know what that's like. It's like when the NFL players, make their top 100. Like they know what it takes to be at that level and to succeed at that level. So coming from them, it's just there's just something extra special about it. The ability for people to say that, and not only that, but I inspired the people around me, that I inspired my culture, that I inspired people to be able to feel like they could be themselves and not fear being, blackballed or shoved away, turned away because they decided to truly let themselves be heard. That's the end goal.
There you go. And again, I've been inspired by what you're doing, what the group is doing. And this is one of the reasons I definitely wanted to make sure this episode happened because I definitely wanted to talk to you and get to hear your mindset on all this. Because again, it's been an awesome conversation. Thank you so much, Shane, for joining us here. This has been a pleasure. Definitely can't wait to see you on May 20th and get to talk to you some more there.
Absolutely,
so,
absolutely.
Great. But also letting people know as well, you're going to be doing a seminar. If they're in the Texas area, go check this out as well. Go learn from the man himself. Again, if you've heard this podcast, you can hear the wisdom he's showing. And again, get to learn it in person. Be there. Gain a vast amount of knowledge. There's a reason why everyone is talking about Shane Taylor and STP. Also, don't forget to follow him as well. Go on Instagram right there. Go follow Shane216 Taylor on Instagram. Go follow him on Twitter at Shane216 Taylor. And again, go support STP. Go support Shane Taylor. They're killing it. He's killing it. And again, they're making those waves. Thank you so much, Shane, for coming on. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me. And again, thank you to anybody listening, anybody that may hear this. It's been an incredible 14-year run so far. An incredible last 2+ with STP. We're just going to keep going, man. We're going to continue to lead by example, continue to be that group that's for the people, that's for the culture, and keep grinding because that's all we know how to do. And that's all we got. And that's all we need.
There you go. And again, thank you for SAT for popping in as well, giving their words. PJ Savage for trying to, again, stir up the pot a little more. Again, he'll get his at one night only. So we'll leave it at that. But there you go, guys. Again, as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people. And as always, respect the craft. We'll see you guys on the next one.